Today, very special guests. Karen Mann is on the Refugee Sponsorship Committee as well, and the Talley family, who came to Canada 3 years ago now, are here joining us today, so we can just welcome them.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Karen Mann, and I am pretty excited to be here with you today to share some updates on some refugee sponsorship initiatives that our community has been involved in. So first of all, we're going to have an update on the Talley family, and Mahmoud Talley is here to help us with that. And then secondly, we want to introduce you to a new family that we are hoping to bring to safety in Canada as well. So Mahmoud, thank you so much for coming. Just to give a bit of a background, it was just over 3 years ago that our church community decided that we wanted to get involved in a refugee sponsorship initiative. So we submitted our applications to the government, and we indicated that we wanted to help out wherever the need was the greatest. And that's how we came to meet the Dalati family. So they arrived 3 years ago in Canada, coming from Lebanon, where they had been living in a refugee camp. Years before, they had to flee their home country of Syria due to the brutal civil war that's going on there. And thanks to the generous support of this community, of people in this room, we were able to bring them to safety in Canada and support them for the first year in the country here. And this family is amazing. Like, I'm so excited that they're here today for you guys to meet. I just smile when I look at them. They're just, they are resilient, they are very hardworking, they work so hard to make a better life for themselves. They're tons of fun, they're very hospitable. It's just been a pleasure getting to know them over the last 3 years. So Mahmoud is here with us, he's going to talk a little bit. Mohammed, his father, is here with us, Suhair, his mother, they're here, and they're going to be in the lobby after church as well for anyone that would like to meet them. His brothers were going to be here, but they're both home with the flu right now, so unfortunately are not able to be with us today. So to start off, Mahmoud, can you tell us what it was like when you arrived here in Canada just over 3 years ago?
So, life was completely different, not knowing people, not knowing the language, how people are gonna act with us, but pretty much it was completely different than a normal life.
And fast forward to today, what do you think about life in Canada, your new home?
Oh, life is way, way better than being back home. Back home has a lot of troubles. Right now we have a way better life, education. I'm really happy for my family, for myself, for my brothers. Like, I thank God for every second that we're here.
That's awesome. And can you give us an update on how each member of the family is doing?
Yeah, for sure. So my brother Nadi goes to Assumption High School, secondary school, I think. So he's grade 11, I'm grade 11 too. He works at Red Lobster and he's looking forward to be an engineer. And my mom, she is taking English courses and she just finished a chef course, and now she's looking forward to take a hairdressing course because she used to be a hairdresser back in Syria. And now my dad, he's a full-time employee in a construction job, and he's the only Arabic-speaking employee, and this job is really helping him with his English. And for myself, I go to Assumption Catholic School, and I'm grade 11. I used to work in Red Lobster, but I had a really serious car accident. The doctor did not clear me out, so I can work. And probably soon I'll be working. And my brother, he's legally blind. He goes to a school in Brampton for the blind. He goes there over the weekend, sleeps over, and he comes back at the weekend, and he's looking forward to be an engineer too.
Thanks so much, Mahmoud. Is there anything else exciting going on in your family?
Oh yeah, my mom is pregnant.
Very exciting. We're very excited to welcome a little Talley baby in December of this year. So the Talley family will be out in the lobby after the service for anyone who would like to meet them, and there will be a bunch of us there with them as well. They've brought some treats with them, some Syrian treats. There's baklava out there, so please come and have a snack and talk to them. We would just ask that, out of respect for the women in the Syrian community, that only females would offer a handshake to Suhair. Just if you're a male, feel free to come and talk to the whole family. Just don't offer a handshake to Suhair, the mother in the family. So now I want to talk about this new family that we're hoping to bring over. So about a year ago, we started looking into whether we could bring this family to safety in Canada. And this is a family that are near and dear to the Tallies. This is Suhair's sister, Amal, Amal's husband, Amr, and they have twin boys, Hamza and Ahmed, who are 4 years old. They'll be 5 years old in a couple of months. And to give you a little bit of a background on their story, Amr and Amal, before they had children, 7 years ago, they were forced to flee their hometown in Syria because of the violence there. They fled to another part of Syria along the border of Lebanon, and it was the following year that they were able to get into Lebanon. So they've been living in Lebanon for 6 years. That's where their twins were born. They don't have legal status there. They're not able to get legal status there, which means they don't have permanent work, permanent housing. Amr's been able to secure kind of odd jobs doing upholstery work, and when he does that, they can live in the garage below the company that he's working at. They don't have money for medical care, and the boys have severe asthma, so that's been a problem. There's been a couple of instances where Amr and Amal have had to take their boys to the hospital because the situation was pretty desperate. And the hospital there, it's not like here, the hospital turned them away because they don't have money. They won't treat you if you don't have money. They don't have money to send their boys to school, and they're at an age where they need to start school as well. So there's not really hope for them for a life in Lebanon. They also cannot return to Syria. The civil war is continuing. It's still brutal as ever. And actually, most of the country has been decimated as well. So that's a little bit of background on their story. So we submitted the application to bring Amr and Amal and their boys to Canada last year, fully expecting that it would be 2 years before they got here, because that's generally the time frame when you're bringing a family over from Lebanon. However, it moved a lot quicker than that, and a month ago they were invited to the Canadian Embassy in Lebanon for an interview. After the interview, they were told that they were accepted into Canada as refugees. So there's still a few more steps in the process. They need medicals, etc. And no one can tell us what the timelines are. However, there is a potential that they could be here in 1 to 2 months. So now we really need to kick things into high gear because it's happening a lot more quickly than we anticipated. So there's a couple things that we're hoping that this community can help us out with. And you all would have gotten a card on your way in that has some information about how you can help. The first thing we need to do is we need to raise some money. So we need to raise $42,000. And where that money is going to be used, we are legally responsible for the Dalati family when they arrive in Canada. So they're going to come to Canada. Amr, Amal, the boys, they have the clothes on their back and not much else. So we are responsible for getting them housing, paying a rental deposit, getting them everything that they need, clothes, housing, supplies, etc. We are also legally responsible to financially support them for their first year in Canada. So that's a lot of money that we need to raise. So if you can help out with that, any amount would be greatly appreciated. Secondly, we're also looking for donations in kind. So we need to set up their house for them. So we have a registry set up that lists all of the items that people could donate, either new or gently used items. So housing supplies, bedding, cleaning supplies, furniture, things like that. And then thirdly, there's also some practical needs that we have. So 2 needs that we've identified right now. First, if there is a realtor in the room who would like to help out, we need to secure housing for them, and it would be really great to have some help with that. Second, we also need someone to help out with paperwork. When Amr and Amal arrive, there's generally a lot of paperwork to fill out for the federal government, the Ontario government, school registrations, registering for OHIP and things like that. So if you can help out in that way, that would also be greatly appreciated. And just pray for this family, pray that they get here safely. it's a huge transition for them, so just continue to support them with your prayers. If anybody is really more interested in learning about the process of sponsoring refugee families to come to Canada, the Meeting House is holding a training course during the last week of June. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet, but we can let you know once we get more information. So I just want to finish by saying a huge thank you to this community. This is such an amazing, generous community, and I really see like Jesus personified in how you guys have supported the Talley family and are now hopefully going to help us support the Dalati family coming as well. It's really amazing to see what we can do when we work together as a community to show love to people around the world who really need that support. So thank you so much. And after the service, Corrine and myself, Lisa Visser, some of the other Talley friends will be hanging out with them. So please come in and talk to them, talk to us if you have any questions or if you want to offer out your help in any way. Thank you. And thanks.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Talley family, for being here.